This is what happens about 3 weeks or so after I got my hair colored. Of course, it's all around the front. Today I'll show you in a step-by-step tutorial how to cover your grays at home, and it's easy and inexpensive. We'll even go shopping for what you need. Hello my beauty buddies. We all know that maintaining our hair color at the salon is expensive and time consuming, and time is also money. I see my stylist about every 2 months for highlights and lowlights, but now at 51, oh my gosh, I'm getting, like after 3 weeks, I'm getting outgrowth, just all over, right where it shows. Today I'm going to show you how I cover up my gray roots at home between salon appointments, and I'd like to thank Zotos Professional for partnering with me on this video. By the way, this is my hair with no product or anything in it. It's just washed and air dried. Now before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're notified when I have other videos come out. Also, follow me on Instagram. I'm at @Nicole, really on all social media. Today I'll be trying something different. It's the Age Beautiful Demi-Permanent Hair Color. This is a deposit-only formula that enhances, deepens, or refreshes your natural color with no ammonia or lift color. Now let's talk about gray hair for a moment. According to Harvard Health, gray hair doesn't actually turn gray. Once a hair follicle produces hair, it's never going to change color. It's either black or brown or blonde or red or whatever color your hair is. What happens is as you age, your hair follicles actually produce less color. So what's happening is, I still have blonde hair, but there's less blonde to it, so it looks gray. So as your hair goes through the process of dying and regenerating, you just, after about the age of 35, get more gray hair. Now genetics could really play a big role in when your gray hair starts. I have friends who started graying in their mid-20s and were fully gray by 30. I started in my 40s. Another interesting thing I found out as I was researching this video, smoking cigarettes and a lack of vitamin B12 can also cause more gray hair. Now we're gonna pop over to yesterday when I went shopping at Sally Beauty Supply for the items that I needed. All right, off we go. It's really windy out here. Luckily it stopped raining. See what I mean? It is so gloomy and looks like it's about to start pouring again. Oh well, at least we finally have rain. Here we are at Sally Beauty Supply. It's the only place you can get Age Beautiful, by the way. So I'm going to pick out my color, grab my developer, and show you some other stuff that I use when I color my hair. Okay, so here's the Age Beautiful. You can see the whole line of permanent. And what I'm looking for is the demi-permanent. So here it is. I'm going to pick out my color and I'm going to look at the blondes here. They say to go a shade lighter. So here are the demi-permanent colors. I'm looking at either the 7N or the 8N, and I think the 8N is going to be closer to my low light color. So this is the color that I need. I'm also going to need developer, and I'm going to be using the one that's especially for the demi-permanent hair color. So the developers are 4 ounces and the tubes of color are 2 ounces. So basically you would be able to get 2 tubes worth of color for 1 developer. You can apply the color with a brush or a bottle. I prefer a brush because I feel like it gives me a bit more control over where I'm placing the color. So since we're here anyway, let's take a quick look. I have all that stuff already at home because I've been coloring my mom with a single process color for about like 20 years and occasionally touching up friends in their roots and stuff. So I have that, but let's take a look at what you might want to get. Okay, so if you get a bowl, you'll probably want to get one with a handle. It's really nice to be able to hold on to while you're doing your hair. But you could just use anything that you have at home, of course, even a plastic bowl that you just have lying around or something you don't care about. Now for brushes, if you're doing your whole head, you'll probably want a large one like this. But I prefer to use for just my roots a smaller brush. Oh, here they are. Oh, and I like these a lot. They have an angle on them, so these are really nice. Or they often have those, maybe they're out of them right now, where they're straight across, or just a little bit smaller to kind of get, really in to where the roots are. Look at this cool one if you're doing 2 colors. You will also want some gloves. If you've got dark color, the black ones are cool so you don't look all splotchy. See what's happening? Gotta get rid of this. Not cute. The wonderful Jessica at the other Sally's I was at called this Sally, so they should have my color waiting for me. Let's go get it. Let's take a look at the other items items that we're going to be using. I've got a bowl to mix the color in. You can always just use whatever you have at home. I've got some gloves to protect my hands. This is especially important if you're using dark hair dye. I have a scale because I like to weigh my developer and my hair dye so that I get the exact right proportions. I've got a couple brushes. I use this little brush because I'm just doing my roots, and this is kind of a cool one. I thought I'd show you. It has a comb and a little brush on it, although you could just use a regular comb and whatever you're using to apply the color with. And I've also got this drape that I'm going to put around to protect my clothing. All right, let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is put the Age Beautiful Demi-Permanent hair color in there. Now, to get it started off, just take the top of the top and then just poke it on here, and that will open it up. Now you can squeeze out your hair color. So as you can see, this is now on 0, so we're gonna go ahead and measure some out. This is probably plenty. I'm gonna go to 22, so it's equal there. Now we're going to shake up the developer and go ahead and go up to 44 on our little scale. 1-to-1 ratio. Ooh, touch over. Okay, when that happens to me, you know what I do? I just steal a little bit of it out. Ha, there we go. Now we're going to mix this up. Very handy to have the handle on the bowl, but you don't need it. It's just nice. Now we're ready to color my hair. Before we get going, let's take a peek at the packaging. It does say to make sure to do a test patch so you make sure you're not allergic to anything before you get started. And it says that it is proven to fight all 5 signs of aging hair, which are thinning, wiry gray, turning gray, dryness, and dullness. So when you use this, and I'm just doing kind of the roots around where you're gonna be able to see like my part and my hairline, but I'm sure if you use this throughout your hair, you're going to see more of the results that they're talking about here. I'm just doing a little bit of my hair here, but it is supposed to make your hair fuller, thicker, softer, more manageable, blends your gray up to 100%. And this formula is specifically made for if you have 50% or less gray. So if you're like totally gray, this might not be the exact formula for you. And then it's also supposed to make your hair significantly more conditioned and more radiant and shiny. They also say that Age Beautiful is the first hair color with melanin, keratin peptide, silk protein, and a patented conditioning technology to replenish hair with the essential components that are lost with aging. I'm suited up in a drape. You can use an old shirt or towel or something to protect your clothing. Gloves are always handy, especially if you are using a darker hair dye. That way you won't get stains for days on your nails and your fingers. My dye is blonde, so it usually doesn't do that, but just to keep the chemicals off of my hands, I wear them anyway. I pretty much just dye right around my face and my part, so I'm not doing the whole thing or all my roots throughout my head because the back of my head just is pretty much not gray. Mom's like that, and she's turning 80 next year, where her gray is just in the front. But you might want to have some clips or something if you're going to be doing a lot of sections. That'll be handy. Another trick is to take some petroleum jelly or conditioner and put it along your hairline, the tops of your ears, anywhere you might get dye. This is especially if you're using a darker color than I am, because it can stain and stay there for several days. There are things that you can purchase at the beauty supply that will help remove any staining, but it's always nicer if you just avoid getting the stains in the first place. I like to start out with my hairline. If you have really thick or long hair, you're going to probably need 2 tubes of this. Whoops. So I'm excited to see how this works out. This isn't like your normal stuff that you would just buy at the drugstore or grocery store. This is actually considered professional hair color. I also kind of lift up and go right under here a bit. Really make sure you work it in. Now for the part. I'll do another section right next to that one to make sure if my part is a little different that I've gotten those roots too. I don't really part my hair, I'd let it just kind of fall, and just sometimes it goes a little sideways, so I might as well get this area too. just do one more right here. I usually don't part this far over, but can't hurt. All right, that was it. Now I'm going to wait 20 minutes for it to process, and then I will wash and condition my hair and go ahead and show you what my results were like. Okay, I'm all done. I washed it out and it did an excellent job. All the grays are gone. I mean, there's not even a shimmer of them. This actually worked better than what I've been using, the low light color that I've been using that is also demi-permanent because it also fades out. But I mean, it's looking really good. And it actually, what I really like is it's got a shimmer of blonde. Let me zoom you in. There is actually so much shine that at first I was like, oh my God, did not cover the grays. But look at that, you guys, that is blonde. It's not gray. It's actually got multi-dimensional color going. I mean, look at that. What I was using before didn't do that. I'm really excited. I can wear a ponytail again. So I love how this turned out. There's dimension to the color. It's not just like brown. It's not just, you know, monochromatic. It has some shimmer to it, and it really got the grays all the way to the end. I had trouble before, even though I made sure I didn't have any makeup on my hair, I made sure there was no moisturizer or anything to block the hair from absorbing color. But I always, when I would do my own, kind of had like a little tiny bit there that just didn't want to grab it. So this really penetrated well. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm glad I tried it. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to do that. I'll put a link down below where you can find out more about the Zotos Age Beautiful line. They also have permanent hair color and some other things, so if you're interested in checking that out along with the demi-permanent that I did, that's down there. If you have any questions, put it in the comments and I will answer them. And also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. If you've been enjoying my content, that would be great. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day or evening wherever you are. Yay, yay, no more gray. Gray, gray, go away. Don't come back another day. I'm just gonna stop now and probably should like go to bed.